We're on the river. We know we have beavers here. Peeled sticks, peeled the bark off of them, nice and white. Here's what they're eating. Up above, in the field above here, is a field that was retired from farming several years ago, and cottonwoods have started to grow. Beavers just love it. It's good food for them. And you can tell that a beaver bit this off because of the angular cut, which is true of all rodents when they cut something off. We made a Castor Mound set, which basically beavers use castoreum to mark their territories. And what they'll do is scoop up mud, go up the bank, and deposit the mud and leaves and grass and things like that, and then mark it with the castoreum. That's a good signal for other beavers to visit, because they don't like other beavers in their territory. They're going to come and investigate. What we did is we put in a snare set. The river went down about 3-4 inches last night, which left my snare too far above water. In Illinois, your snare has to be halfway. Your snare loop, which is this part of the snare, has to be at least half underwater. So we're going to have to readjust it. There are a lot of ways to suspend a snare. This particular one is one of the simplest ones. You just take a piece of 11 gauge wire and kink it like that and run your snare, the tail end of your snare, through that to suspend it. That gives you some good ability to make adjustments if you have to. The one thing you don't want to do though is bend it down like that. You don't want your tail hanging down in an angle like that, because it's going to allow the snare, especially with other types of locks, that lock is going to want to just from gravity follow down and close all by itself before an animal comes. When an animal comes through, you want your snare about 1 inch to 2 inches off the bottom, and as he approaches into this channel that I dug, he's going to catch the snare with his chest, and as he goes up, that snare is going to close down around him. It's not designed to kill the animal, it's just designed to restrain him. I didn't have real good conditions for staking here. Beavers are strong animals. You can get up to about 70-pound animal, so you really need to be conscious of how you stake these sets. Since I didn't have good staking, I came out here and I used 2 stakes and crossed them like that, so that the animal can't just pull against one stake. He's always pulling against 2 stakes, no matter which direction he goes. If I get lucky, he's going to get entangled on this or on that and drown himself, and I won't have to deal with killing the animal. We're going to make some adjustments here to put my snare in a legal manner, but also a good catching position. I'm going to have to deepen out my channel since the river dropped. We'll kind of cheat, reuse our same stake. Just pound it in a little bit deeper so that I get at least half of that loop underwater. If your snare wants to sit kittywampus like that, just twist the tail a little bit, and that'll make it want to come back straight. Clean any trash out so you don't have anything to mess up your snare action. Freshen it up a little bit. And here I have some castoreum from a beaver I harvested last year. I make plenty of good lures. This is cheap. I have real good response to it. But you can do the same with just plain lure. Add a little bit of water. Put it up here as a mud pie that I simulated. So it looks like a beaver actually did come up here and mark his territory. Threw a couple of peeled sticks up there just for some eye appeal. He's going to smell that castoreum, but also if he's swimming out in the river, that white stick really pops out, you know, especially on a decent moonlit night, and it'll attract him over here to see what's been up. Kind of slick it up a little bit. Again, we want to look like an animal came through here. For beavers, I like lots of eye appeal. For some animals, like coyotes, you want it to look like you've never been there. For beavers, the more eye appeal you have, the better the sets seem to draw them in.